Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's 2:06. Yeah, running a little bit late, but we're here. Good afternoon. How are you? How are you feeling? Let me know in the comment section before we get started. How are you? How are you feeling? Yeah, I'm trying to post this on my IG. Give me just one moment. Yeah, how are you? How are you feeling? If you're here, let me know in the comment section. Okay, so we got um 5 people in the house already. Let me know in the comment section. How are you? How are you feeling? We're talking about the latest immigration news, and we're gonna take questions as well. Trying to share the latest immigration news. If you have a question, just please put it in the comment section. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen in a moment, but first of all, let me know in the comment section how you feeling. Cool. Black carry the 6577. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, if you have a question, we're here to answer questions. Okay. If you have a question, just put it in the comment section. And if you want to ask your question live, let me know. I'll share the link so you can participate live. But if you just want to post it on the comment section, just post it on the comment section. We just want to talk about the latest immigration news. Let me share my screen. My goodness. Okay. One moment. Share my screen, my nose. Give me 2 minutes. My nose. I need to blow my nose. Sorry, give me 2 minutes. I'll come back. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I had my nose. I had to blow my nose. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me share my screen so we can get started. Okay. Okay. Share my screen here. Share here. Okay, I'm sharing the entire screen. Okay. So this is what's going on. Okay. Yeah, let me. Okay. Whistleblower. And this is a memo of January 7, 2026, but we just learned about it last week. Okay. DH memo authorizes ICE to illegally enter home without a judicial warrant in violation of the Fourth Amendment. Okay. What are they saying? It's like somebody knew about it. Now they just want to advise people what's going to happen next. Okay. The whistleblower aid represents two anonymous United States government official disclosing a secretive policy. This policy directive, authorizes Immigration and Custom Enforcement, which is ICE, agent to enter, here the place, to enter home and residences without consent in order to conduct arrest and removal without a warrant issued by a federal judge. Okay, that's number one. Yeah, so this person is just a whistleblower. Okay. The memorandum is dated May 12, 2025. It really authorizes ICE agent to forcibly enter into certain people's home without a judicial warrant, consent, or an emergency. Okay. And then it's telling ICE agent to rely on the Form I-205, which is not a judicial warrant, without basically an alien who's subject to a final order of removal of deportation. So they're gonna just enter without consent, including by necessary and reasonable amount of force. You see, by force, all right? Necessary and reasonable. We don't know if the force is gonna be reasonable, but anyway, yeah, that's what it says here. If you go back, if you go a little bit here, it says that DHS has called that a warrant of removal deportation. This warrant signed and drafted by ICE officials. This is not a warrant from a judge, but it's just a warrant by ICE official themselves. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay, so it appears that the acting ICE director has authorized the very conduct that DHS in 2025 legal training material. So basically, physically entry of the home without consent or proper warrant, using reasonable force. But we don't know if the force is going to be reasonable. Okay, so pretty much that's what it is. If you really go all the way, they just have to rely on the Form I-205, which is the arrest warrant himself, the petition. Yeah, so okay, you can go on and on and on and on, basically talking about basically it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. But what they're saying is that, yeah, without consent. But I want to talk about exactly what can be done, right? Okay, so this is what they're saying. Okay, there's a memo out there authorizing ICE agent to enter homes without a judicial warrant. Basically, they're just going to rely on the Form I-205 in order to just enter the house of a person who has been order removed before. But sometimes they might get confused and just enter the home of the person who has not been order removed. Maybe the person has a case pending. So, and those are the news, like that's what's going on. That's what everybody's talking about. That's what's going on. But what we want to talk here about is what exactly can you do? I've talked about it, the know your right type of, I've done it before. I want to do it again so that we just know what exactly a person can do under those circumstances, right? That's why I want to talk about this. Hold on, let me share my screen so we can discuss what exactly a person can do under those circumstances. Okay. Okay, what exactly a person can do under those type of circumstances? We just have to know, you know your right and you know how to defend yourself. We're gonna share the screen and discuss it. Okay. Yeah, if you can see it here, know your right, okay? If immigration authority come to your house, what are you gonna do? The first thing, keep calm. Keep calm. It is in your best interest to not resist arrest in case it happens. In most states, resisting arrest is illegal, even an unlawful one. Even when the arrest is unlawful, when you resist it, it becomes illegal for you to resist arrest. That in most states, that's how it works. Okay. So it's important that the person, you need to keep calm down, as they say. Do not open the door. There's no obligation for you to open the door unless they show you a search warrant signed by the judge. Okay. But if you do, ask for the search warrant. If you open the door on your own, ask for the search warrant. If immigration agent enter your house without permission, verbally express that you did not give them permission to enter your home or to search your person or your belongings. You did not give them permission. They have to have a search warrant signed by a judge, not their own personal search warrant signed by themselves, which is the form I-205. Okay, I'm gonna show you how the form I-205 looks like. um, um, do not answer any questions. Assert your right to remain silent. You have the right to remain silent. Don't let the agent confuse you into talking. It's a fundamental right to remain silent. It's a constitutional right. You have your right to remain silent. You have to assert it. If you choose to answer a question, do not lie to immigration authorities. But if you choose to answer it, like your name or whatever, do not lie. Do not sign any document. Ask to speak with a lawyer. Do not agree to anything without the presence of your lawyer. You have the right to remain silent. Just please exercise your right to remain silent. And just keep calm, because if a person get arrested, they have the opportunity to defend themselves. But if you're not calm and you resist arrest, there are two things that's going to happen. They might shoot. You've seen it happen in Minneapolis, resisting arrest. They might shoot. Or if they don't shoot, then they're going to charge you with resisting arrest. Okay? So you don't want to be in that position. We just have to keep calm and exercise the right to remain silent. Let me stop right here and take questions first. Um, yeah, so do we have questions? Do we have questions first before I continue? Do we have questions? Let me put this live session on my YouTube post. Do we have questions? Okay, what else we're gonna do here? Yeah, I want to show you first of all how the form I-205 looks like before we move on to the next news. 205. Okay. I-205. Welcome. So let's see how the form I-205 looks like, so that when somebody gets to your house, at least when they show the search warrant, first of all, you have to make sure that it's signed by a judge. It has to be signed by a judge. If it's just their own I-205, then signed by themselves, a that's not what you have to go with. You know what I mean? Like, that's not it. So let me just share so you can see what I mean by that. Okay. Warrant of removal or deportation. If you look right here, you see immigration officer, immigration officer, immigration officer. At the end, it's signed by immigration officer. So this is the actual warrant of removal that ICE is going to use if they come to your house. But you see, it's signed by an immigration officer. Signed by the warrant to search your house has to be signed by a judge. Okay. If they show you something like this, the form I-205, this is their own internal warrant. Has nothing to do with the judge signing it. So therefore, if they don't show you something that is signed by the judge, you don't have to open the door. If they force because they say they're gonna enter using reasonable force. If they force themselves to enter, you have to express it that you did not give them the permission, and you have to assert your right to remain silent. That's the most important one, because you don't want anything that you will say to be used against you in the court of law. That's what you don't want. Okay. So this is applies to anybody, even it's applied to anybody basically, because it's like sometimes nowadays nobody's safe, right? So everybody has to know their rights. You have to know your right. You have the right to remain silent. Okay, that's the most fundamental one in terms of you don't resist arrest, but you just have the right to remain silent and ask for a lawyer. That's it. Those two things, you have to remember that. If they search your house and this warrant, you see the way it shows, signed by an immigration officer, it has to be signed by a judge. If it's just signed by immigration officer, no, that's not the warrant that that's not the warrant that allows somebody to enter somebody's house. Okay, no, that's why most arrests are happening outside of the courthouse, because over there is outside. They don't need like something. They just need to execute the order for removal. That if the person has been order removed. But if they come to your house, that's a different case. That's your home. You have privacy, the right to privacy in your home. So if they come to your house, they have to have a search warrant signed by a judge. That's it. That's just how it is. Okay. I'm gonna stop here. Yeah, do you have questions? Do we have questions before we continue with those news? By the way, please share, because those are important discussion. Okay, this is a very important discussion right now. We want to make sure that everybody is aware of what's going on. Let me share again another news. Okay, news for TPS. we have the Ninth Circuit blocks DHS attempt to vacate TPS for Venezuela. So basically, DHS wanted to terminate TPS for Venezuela, but the Ninth Circuit blocks it, like stopped them from doing so. And then the Ninth Circuit shortened Haiti protection. Let's see for Haiti how long they have. Okay, it says, let me see for Haiti how long they have now. Let me see for Haiti. For Venezuela, first of all, they stopped them from terminating it. But I want to see for Haiti TPS. Extension and partial vacatur. Haiti has been designated for TPS for 16 years, okay? Haiti was initially designated for TPS in 2010 after the Haiti quake. And then they continued to, renew it. And let's see, on February 17th, sent by, okay, I want to see when what they're saying here. Terminated TPS. Okay, so let me see the end of TPS. The end of, oh, this is a long, let me see for TPS, maybe I'll see it. This is a long, what do you call it? A long decision. A very long, how many pages? Yeah, I'm gonna have to read it. This is a long decision, but TPS for Venezuela, it looks like they stopped them. They blocked them from terminating TPS for Venezuela. Okay, for Haiti, it says here. Hold on. Yeah, shorten Haiti protection. Maybe they just give them a couple months, but I have to read it. Let's see, because it's a long decision. What else we have here? Peaceful. Yeah, I'm trying to find out about TPS for Venezuela. It's going to continue, right? They stopped them from preventing it. I want to see for Haiti. Yeah, but it's not clear. It says it's not clear if it's going to continue. Yeah, I guess we're going to know more about it next week, about the interpretation of this ruling. Anyway, let's talk about, good afternoon. What's the difference between administrative closure and dismissed case with immigration court? Okay. Administrative closure is basically they put your case on pause. They're not going to work on it until further notice. If, let's say, for example, a person applied for asylum and their asylum is in court, and then they administratively close their case, what's going to happen next is that they're still going to keep their work permit, renew it, because the case is not done yet. It's just closed. put on pause. It just they take it out of active docket, okay, for some reason. But if the case is dismissed, then you have no case. Then the work permit too is going to be invalid, and you have no way of renewing the work permit. So administrative closures is just putting the case on pause. Yeah, it's not decided yet, but it's just on pause. Most people do it. Let's say they have a petition pending with USCIS. I-130 is pending. Then they put the case of administrative closure so that USCIS can, decide on the I-130 petition. And after they decide on the I-130 petition and come back to the court to put it back on the calendar, to recalendar the case, put it back on the active calendar, and then continue or terminate removal proceedings. That way they can, go back to USCIS to adjust status or adjust in court if the judge has jurisdiction over the case. So that's how it works. Some people, they put the case on administrative closure because, the case is not really strong. Maybe it's just a strategy to wait for, let's say the person has a child who's 17. If the case is on administrative closure, it means that if the person has a work permit based on something, then they can continue to work and to renew the work permit. And once the child turns 21 and the child petition for them and the petition is granted, then they can go back again to court to reopen the case. In other words, administrative closure is just putting the case on pause. That's it. And if you had a work permit, then you will continue to renew the work permit. Dismissal is meaning that the case is no longer in court. And if you had a work permit let's say based on asylum, it stops. So you have to find another solution if they dismiss your case. Mostly people dismiss cases because they have I-130 petition approved. So now they want to adjust status with USCIS. So yeah, I hope I answered that question. Let me see if something else is going on. I'm just trying to find out if something else is going on, because the main issue is really what they're saying about those arrests. Like they want to come to the home and arrest people there without an actual warrant. That's where the problem is. They have to have a judicial warrant signed by the judge, not just their own form I-205 signed by themselves. Okay, that's where the problem is, because people don't want that. And it's not legal to do that anyway. So let me see if there is another news going on here. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find out if we have additional news. No, I don't see anything else besides what we talked about. Let me see if there's something else going on here under the policies. Yeah, if you have a different question, put it in the comment section, okay? Okay, I'm gonna share this one so we can discuss here additional news. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Meanwhile, if you have a question, please put it in the comment section. This is the moment when we answer questions, okay? If you have a question, just put it in the comment section. or if you want to ask your question live, you can do so too by requesting the link. Yeah, but hold on. Hold on. Let me share the link. Oh, sorry. Let me share the screen. I meant to say screen. Okay. Screen here. Okay. So we might know exactly what's going on. Yeah, if you go under policy, immigration policy tracking project, that's how you keep up, right? Let me put it in the comment. I put when we started, this is Trump 2.0. Let me put it here. That's how you keep up with all those news. But anyway, so if you go there, you can see the latest immigration news here. HUD orders immediate citizenship verification for tenants in HUD funded housing. Okay. So public authority, basically public HUD funded housing, they want to verify the immigration eligibility of all people that live in those housing, like public housing. They want to know if the person has US citizenship. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the letter follows an audit by HUD and DHS of tenants across HUD funded housing nationwide, which allegedly discovered nearly 200,000 tenants who had not been explicitly verified as eligible for housing assistance. So you have to be eligible for housing assistance. If you're not eligible, you can't, and that's why they were verifying like U.S. citizenship. Nearly 6,000 ineligible non-American tenants. You see, yeah, yeah, they have to verify their citizenship. Okay. What else we have here? Then we have this one. It says that Trump administration targets 14 blue states and DC with sweeping federal funding review. Remember, they said that all the places that are considered sanctuary cities or states, they're gonna cut the funding. Okay, so here they're just telling that they're targeting 14 blue states, like Democrat states, to cut the funding because they don't want to collaborate with immigration authorities. Yeah, this is the one we're talking about. ICE acting director told Lyons issue a memorandum to ICE personnel to utilize Form I-205, authorizing all ICE agents and deportation officer to execute Forms I-210 administrative warrant without more to arrest non-citizens subject to final order of removal in their residence. So basically, entering the house without a judicial warrant. Okay. Yeah, that's so interesting. Um, there's immigration enforcement going on. It's going to go on in let me stop here, in Springfield, Ohio, next week, starting tomorrow, I guess. So we had it in Minnesota, in Maine. Next stop is Springfield, Ohio. So if you know somebody who lives there, or Yeah, that's just something to be aware of. The federal agent will be in Springfield, Ohio next week. The target is people from Haiti. Yeah, that's the main target because of the has been terminated and a lot of things going on. Yeah. So that's just something that you have to be aware. Or you can tell somebody who live in Springfield, Ohio. They've done it in Minnesota, they've done it in Maine. Now it's the next stop is Springfield, Ohio. Okay. Do you have question? If we don't have questions, this is it for today. This is it for today. We really wanted to talk about the know your right type of thing. And we talked about it. If you missed it, you can refer back from the beginning. And meanwhile, you can just, like and share. If you need a consultation, again, all the links are on my description box. Yeah, next time is again Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Until next time, bye-bye.